So what we're going to do today is I'm going to talk about the proper addressing of an envelope. And kind of went over a little bit yesterday how just wanted you to try, and I'll kind of get into it a little bit more. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to address from you to me here at Ties. Okay? And let's see here, this was basically the outline of an envelope. So I have it transposed here. So what goes where? Well, everybody should be aware, well, it says here at the top of the worksheet, that an envelope, a correctly addressed envelope, has three things. It has a stamp, it has a sender's address, and a receiver's address. So what we're going to do first is focus on the sender. So you're the sender, or me in this case, and we need to be able to put our address. It's very important because if you don't have the sender's address and something is wrong with your either addressing of the envelope or weight and postage, if you don't have a sender's address, they don't know who to send it back to. Okay? So it's a big deal, right? And so the sender's address goes right here. So I'm doing this as I am sending from my house to the school. So you would put your name, and you would put your address, and then you would put your city, state, and zip code. Now it's very, 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 very important that the zip code, city, and state are clear. Yeah, well, it's very important everything is clear. But if you leave off the city, state, and zip code, that's the first way they start to categorize all the mail. So if you leave out, oh, it's the last on the address, oh, well, that's actually going to be the first thing that they look at. So if you leave this off, it can't even get into the right bin to get sorted, to get to the street, to get to you. So very important that all of this is legible and neat, because they use all this information to get it where just in case something is wrong, they need to send it back to you. So then we're going to go to the sender. So you're trying to send it to me at James and Sharon Ties Junior High. Okay, so that goes, boom, center mass, center vertical, center horizontal, as close as you can. Okay. Now, when you're writing to a famous person or someone who is has a very high social standing, you might not be able to find an actual address, and you're going to have to send it to a facility where they either work or practice or perform, and that's okay. But what you need to do is this little C-O here is where it's very important. That stands for care of. So if you didn't have this here and it just went to James and Sharon Ties Junior High, the secretary who gets the mail here wouldn't know who to give it to. She can't open it. That's against the law, opening somebody else's mail. So you need to have care of Coach Keim, and then again, street address, city, state, and zip code. Okay, that's very, very important. So this is the sender. This is the recipient address. Sender address, recipient address. Now, everybody probably knows where the stamp goes. Bingo. Upper right-hand corner. Upside down, it's not a big deal. Can't reuse them. But stamps, how they work, is it's based on weight. So anything that can fit in a standard legal envelope will probably be covered by a stamp, by one forever issued stamp. If it gets too heavy, then the post office will not send it with just one stamp. You got to pay more. So that's also very important when you're sending letters. So now to answer the questions on the bottom, this question here, what do you do after you address the envelope? Some of you guys have mailbox clusters, and some of you might have actual mailboxes. But this question is down there because a former student of mine, when we did this activity, didn't know what to do with the letter, with the envelope. And it was very interesting that she didn't know what you do with it. Never had sent one. So, after all of this is correct and the envelope is sealed with your letter inside, you will, if you have a mailbox cluster, there will be outgoing mail slots that you'll put it in. Or if you have your own mailbox, you will put it in the mailbox. But if you have your own mailbox, you're not done there yet. That goes to the second question. What is this for? What does it mean? Pointing to this little red flag. Well, that little red flag signifies to the mail carrier that there is mail that needs to go out or get sent. So, if you put your letter in the mailbox and you do not raise this little red flag, the mail carrier will not take it. The mail carrier will not take mail out of your mailbox. Okay, so that's very important because she doesn't know if somebody just dropped something in your mailbox. That's common practice. So what you have to do is, if you put it in there, you need to raise the red flag and make sure that there's no other mail in there, and then he or she will know to take that mail and get it processed. So today, your job is to find a good address where to send your letter to that famous person. Now, it's kind of hard with you guys being on KVA for me to fact check. I would check with your parents just to see, like, if it would be a good, like, the one you find. A lot of people that are searching on the internet, sometimes they quickly find an address. I would be very skeptical of that, especially with someone of high, social standing. A lot of athletes were sending the letters. There's fan mail at Arizona Cardinals or something like that. And so that would be a good way and that's for all sports. Somebody who is maybe has a job at a large institution, you can probably send to the office building, but just make sure you do care of. You want to because to be honest, the odds are slim that they're going to see it, because a lot of people have handlers who do this for them, but there's a chance. So let's do it right. Okay. So you're going to do that today, and if you finish that, you'll finish your outline, because tomorrow, Friday, we're going to transfer our outline to an actual letter, and then actually fill out an envelope and mail it off. Okay. This will be your first major grade, so you're going to need to pay attention to what the requirements are to get the major grade credit. Okay. So that's all I got. And if you have any questions, if you have any questions with like which address to send to, feel free to shoot me a message in Canvas or email me, and I'll help you out as much as I can. But yeah, all right. Have a good day.